Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. Today I want to give you guys kind of my thoughts on the Blizzard AI situation. We've been playing a lot of PvE content in the Quibbles and Catacombs expansion as well. It has been a blast. It's been, I think, easily the best new content we have seen in Hearthstone, possibly ever, but certainly in the recent years. So we've been playing a lot of Dungeon Run. We've experienced a lot of the AI's ability to make decisions, and a lot of us have been pretty disappointed, and I've captured some games that are truly astonishing on just how terrible the decision making of Blizzard's AI can be in some of these games. And I wanted to highlight kind of the inspiration behind this video, the game that kind of put me a bit over the edge that I think is actually not acceptable. I think some of the limitations of the AI are just not good enough. Seriously. We've presented this issue to Blizzard before. I said it's harder than we think to make the AI work. So it's difficult for someone like me to argue with that. But there are certain parameters that I think really just simply need to be changed. And these parameters are as follows. So the first thing the AI should take into account, if it has a certain life total, and that life total is smaller than the total attack of minions on the opponent's side of the board, it should try to kill some of them. Makes sense, right? If you're gonna die, you should prevent yourself from dying if it's obvious that you're going to die next turn, right? Well, sometimes that happens, but I would say a good deal of the time that does not happen. A good deal of the time, the AI could be at like 5 health, and you could have 2-3 attack minions, and your AI opponent could just hit you in the face. And then he just dies. That's it. That's the game. So these games, they feel like really empty. It's kind of a funny experience the first few times it happens, but it happens too much. It happens too much to a point where you're a little bit disappointed that it had to end that way, that you really had to win that way. Understandably, a lot of these encounters are really unfair, particularly in the peak of the RNG that they can produce. Sometimes you rely on the AI playing really badly to win, but still, some of these situations, like the one I just explained, are just really basic. Here's another one. As the AI, if it has no cards in their deck, it should not play cards that draw cards. In one instance, I played, I think it was against the second or third boss, and he had like 1 card in his deck, and he played UI, and it killed him through fatigue. So, basically that's a bad idea. Very clearly. It's not complicated, I feel, to set up some kind of parameters for these very obvious situations. In the video you're about to see, it's a very similar situation where I did not come close to having lethal, yet I had lethal. It just happens to be that case. It could also extend to just, proper play. If it's planning to draw cards in that turn, it should draw cards first, then reevaluate the options. That's another pretty good one. And speaking of card draw, it's also not a good idea to draw cards when you have a full hand. I've seen AIs that had like 9 cards in hand, and then they play Nourish to draw 3 cards. That can get a little bit complicated, but I imagine there's no parameter set for that whatsoever. I think in general, improving the AI experience and being kind of upfront with us, because I really don't think that the level of AI is acceptable to anyone. I think if we're just a bit open about that, and we figure out these simple instances that could directly be improved, I think overall the dungeon run system would be a lot more satisfying to play, even though it might be a little bit harder. I think the gratification that you get from going through and beating all the bosses should be that of, I championed these bosses, not they all stumbled across the finish line and, destroyed themselves. So that's where I'm at. I know some of you guys need some convincing, so I have the game for you. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you agree with me. Enjoy.
It's nice.
I'm gonna do this because a lot of the time he plays a flame it at the start.
This is your end.
It's not a big deal. Oh shit.
From the void I come. I will devour this world.
This can really fuck me up because he's got Mal'Ganis and Void Lords and shit. No, that's quite okay. I can work with that.
Tonight, a tale of true terror.
Yeah, maybe not so lucky actually. That's the worst one. I can hit Mal'Ganis with I can hit Mal'Ganis with a set to 1 health thing. Ouch. Oh, nice. Double do.
Right between the eyes.
That's good, but I don't think it's good enough.
Regret this.
Okay. Boom, please. Barn's probably not good enough.
Tonight, a tale of wonder and magic.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. Damn, looks like Explosive Trap may have actually worked. Oh.
On with the show.
Oh.
I'm out of cards.
Well, that was the one card that I needed. I think some coder at Blizzard might be in some serious distress, guys. I think we need to look into this seriously.